And happy Friday. Friday is ruled by Venus. It's where we get the name Friday. It comes from Freya's day, the Norse name for Venus. So if you're not already aware, but I am doing a shout out every Friday with insights, messages from Venus, from the wisdom of the sacred feminine. So welcome. So we are now approaching the full moon this Saturday in the sign of Virgo. That's from the Western astrology viewpoint. From Vedic or Eastern astrology, it's in Leo. Um, so Virgo is the sign of the priestess, and there's a passage in Revelations, and the word revelations comes from the Latin revelatio, meaning to reveal or unveil the truth. And in the ancient world, it was the priestesses of Venus that would unveil the illusions, the falsehoods that trap the soul and create suffering, okay, mental illness. So, um, yeah, the I'll just read the passage, if you will. It says, "A great portent appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars." Now, what that symbolizes, the 12 stars, this is a woman who has gone full circle around the zodiac wheel. In other words, when we journey the cycles consciously, which is an ancient mystic grail practice, we embody the strengths of each one of the signs. So rather than just saying, oh, I'm a Scorpio or I'm a this, depending on, your sun sign, you actively cultivate the strengths of all the signs as you journey with the sun around the zodiac mandala. So too, that's the path to empower the masculine, to align with the solar wheel. We empower the feminine by aligning with the lunar wheel. So the new moon in each of the zodiac signs over the course of 13 lunar cycles, which is why the number 13 was sacred to the ancient mystic religion. Well, it wasn't a religion, it wasn't politicized, but the ancient spiritual practices before the rise of the empires that honored the sacred feminine. So in the 13 moons practice, we empower and heal the feminine side of ourselves by looking at the shadow of each one of the 12 zodiac signs and going, oh yes, I also do that, and learning to temper the shadow. So this is how we journey to become whole as women. So if you're not already aware, I have initiation paths for both of those practices for men and women. So you can check them out on my website, and I'll put links in. But the phrase, the moon under her feet, I received intuitive downloads with new insight into what that actually means in the past week. And I'm so excited to share it with you. So you may or may not know that the symbol, which was appropriated by Islam, was the ancient symbol for the high priestess, and it showed an 8-pointed star and under it the crescent moon. And this actually shows the two sides of Venus. So Venus, when she goes to the underworld, okay, when she's not visible in the night sky, or rather when she's the evening star, this is when we are in the maiden phase. And I call this phase Aphrodite. And she's the one that governs our emotional center, our sacral chakra. And this is why in the Sanskrit mandala you see the crescent moon. And our lesson as the young Venus, the immature Venus, is to learn to align with the moon, with the wisdom of the moon, to balance our emotions. Because if we don't, then we're all at sea. We drown rather than swim in our emotions. And this is why women comfort eat. This is, why women often are obsessive compulsive about finding the one, to prove to themselves that they're lovable, to, get happiness externally. So the young Venus, she is emotionally thirsty. It's like she's she's not learnt to drink from her own cup, so to speak. Now, when Venus matures through doing that journey of the 13 moons, through understanding how each of the new moons is an opportunity to become whole, but also how understanding the different phases of the moon impact us. It's like we get on a Ferris wheel, 2 weeks up to full moon, 2 weeks down to new moon. The more we align with and understand the moon, the more we can ascend. When Venus returns as the dawn star, and she was known in the ancient world as Ishtar, meaning star. And this is when we've rescued ourselves out of the underworld, and we're able to embody the light of our soul, okay, without getting caught in the undertow of human emotion ruling us, okay, always being in a drama that we've unwittingly created for ourselves subconsciously, i.e. being a drama queen or a drama king. So the ascended Venus, this is what it is to embody the archetype of the priestess, the Magdalene, one who's arisen, the resurrected feminine, okay? And so she has the moon at her feet, She is a woman who, her foundation is her lunar wisdom, and from there she's able to shine and be the light of her soul in the world. So this is what it is to ascend as the conscious feminine, and this is in the lead up to this full moon this week, you might have insights about how it is you are being called to transcend drama and embody the light of your soul in the world. So the other little nugget I wanted to share with you was I ventured out this morning because my internet wasn't working at home, and I'm here in Morocco, and I met a beautiful Moroccan woman who I'd connected with last year, and we caught up, we sat down, we shared breakfast, and she gifted me breakfast, and she explained Friday in their culture is a day when you gift. They all strive to give something to somebody on a Friday. And for me, this stems all the way back to when the goddess was honored in the ancient world throughout the East. And it was a day where, we were taught to give from the heart, from love. Love is generous. Okay, the mind is miserly. It's always thinking, oh, can I afford this? But the soul just gives without any thought of what am I going to get out of this. So I leave that with you for this Friday. And if you're not aware, yesterday I launched Yantra, which is what I'm being asked to do this year to embody the ascended Venus publicly and to help get people out of the underworld, which is what I've been doing with all my courses and books, but now it's in a format where hopefully it'll be accessible to more people through an experience, taking people into the mystic realm between the worlds without drugs, because when we use drugs, even plant medicines, it's harder to integrate the experience, all the insights and the visions that come, whereas when we take that out of it and we get taken between the worlds by a shaman or by a mystic without substances, when we have a clear mind, we're better able to integrate all of the insights. So that's what I'm offering with this ritual theatre piece called Yantra at the Edinburgh Festival. So do check it out. Tickets went on sale yesterday. It's August the 2nd till the 10th. So right over the Lionsgate portal. And there's a reel I put out yesterday about how auspicious this Lionsgate is in 2024. In fact, Venus is the only planet that won't go retrograde in the whole of 2024. So this is the time for Venus to ascend, for the feminine to move forwards in a quantum leap. And she is asking every woman who has done the deep dive, done the descent, to know herself, to now unveil, to now be truly visible, to be heard, to put yourself out there. So whether you need to write a book, get on a stage, sing your song, it's time. It's time for the true feminine to be heard and shared with the world. So I invite you to share this if it resonates on your feed. And thanks so much for tuning in and watching, and blessings on your weekend. Ciao for now.